For this soap, we decided, hey, let's try something new. Let's add Kaolin clay to our soap. Alright, and let's try a fragrance we've never tried before. A flowery fragrance. Guess what? These accelerate. But you know what? It's okay. We're just doing a quick swirl. Not a big deal. So, 2 new things. It was a bad idea, as you can see. I wanted it to be a beautiful drop swirl from really high above. And what we got was more of a drop plop. Just trying to quickly pour in all of the soap in the mold and just push it in, and we mixed it so much. I mean, off camera you'll be able to see my husband mixing. I would keep saying, mix soap, minion, mix. And as we were mixing, it would create a lot of air bubbles. At first I thought it was ricing. I thought the fragrance oil was ricing on us, but it wasn't ricing. You could see bubbles. The more we mixed it by hand, the more bubbles we got. But I'm in here trying to, at the top, hopefully swirl it a little bit so that it looks interesting. It looks kind of peach on camera, but it's a pink kaolin clay and a white kaolin clay. And I scooped a little bit out because I wanted to do a nice swirl at the top of the soap with a chopstick. But by the time I got to that part, it was not working. It was just thicker than pudding. It was pretty thick, and I'm trying to swirl it and make it pretty, but as you can see, the corners, all the soap isn't in there quite yet, and I'm just trying to get as much of the soap out and filled in the soap mold, and then add the pink to try to swirl it. Trying to push it in the mold so that it's hopefully even and there aren't any big pockets of air. I don't know what I'm doing here. Grabbing the chopstick. And here I'm thinking it's not going to work. I'm going to put it on here and it's just too thick. I mean, it doesn't even smoothly come out of the spoon. But it is a nice shade of pink, the kaolin clay, instead of this brownish color. And I realize it's not gonna work. So instead I just go ahead and texture the top a little bit, and I go take it and bang it on the floor. I start sweating because I'm doing it so hard. It was a lot of work to bang the soap on the floor, and as you can see, it still had some air bubbles, and it wasn't much of a swirl, but we got a little bit of a swirl going on in there. It wasn't exactly what I pictured, but I used a little bit of the soap, probably a little bit early, and I think I really like the kaolin clay. I had never used it before, and I think that once this soap matures a little bit and finishes curing for at least the 4 weeks, it'll be a really nice batch of soap. I think I'm going to make more with the clay, except maybe with a recipe I know behaves and a fragrance oil that I know behaves. Overall, I mean, it's still pretty natural colors. I didn't use any mica powders in it. It was just kaolin clay colored white kaolin clay and pink kaolin clay. So the only artificial ingredient in here was the fragrance oil, and that smells kind of flowery. It's just a pleasant flowery scent. It's honeysuckle and another mix of flowers. It doesn't matter. I don't think it really smells like honeysuckle. It just marketing. It's just a pleasant flowery fragrance. Even with the soap kind of being a little bit difficult for me this time around, I think it will still be a pleasant soap to use. A nice flowery fragrance and a little bit of pink in the clay, and even though it's got little air bubbles, I don't think it really matters. It's just a cosmetic issue. And I tried my best to remove most of those bubbles after. It'll still be a nice soap, and it still is a nice soap. I don't have to convince myself of it. So I think I'll cut it off right there. Thank you for watching. Bye.